Hey guys, I've been hearing all day long that Jaguar have no charges, but when I looked into it, it wasn't no charges. These charges have been in Texas. This is why they want her extradited back to Texas because from the jump, this was on the books. This is what she's wanted for. I said, just gonna call the prison and just double check because I know quite a few bloggers came out and said there are no charges. So I figured if there are no charges, it's got to be in the computer system down there at the jail because the jailers got to keep abreast as to what's going on with the prisoners, all the new charges. So I decided to call just for first-hand information, and this is what the guard down there at the prison had to say.
Thank you for calling the Bossier Parish Correctional Facilities. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Please visit our website, www.bossiersheriff.com, for inmate information such as ID number, mailing addresses, and links to visitation, inmate funds, and deposits. For inmate visitation, press 1. For mailing addresses and inmate banking, press 2. For inmate records, press 3.
Wait while I transfer your call.
Bossier Max booking.
No, good evening. I'm calling to find out the latest update on Jaguar Wright. You have her there as Jacqueline Wright, Wright.
We do.
What is the latest update on her in terms of charges?
We're just holding her as a fugitive for Dallas County, Texas.
I was told she has another charge.
She has a charge in Dallas County. She has no open charges with us.
Okay, no open charges with you all. Is she going to be seeing the judge again? Because I know she saw the judge last Monday.
I don't think so.
So what is the process right now? She's sitting there waiting for what? For Texas to come get her?
Correct.
And what do they have to do to get her since she refused to sign the extradition papers? What's the next process?
They will have to get a governor's warrant in order to come pick her up.
Does she also get a writ of habeas corpus?
That I don't know.
And she got to go before the judge when she gets that governor's warrant?
I'm not sure all the steps when it comes to
Okay.
extradition.
Okay. Can you tell me the charge in Dallas? I know Texas have a series of charges.
Oh, let's see. Let's see. Fugitive warrant through Dallas County. Sheriff's Office 4. Obstruction and retaliation.
Obstruction.
There could be more to it. That's just the. I don't have it. Let's see.
Obstruction and retaliation.
Let's see. Obstruction or retaliation. Bond amount $20,000.
Yeah.
Let's see.
20,000. That's subject to go up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's just what it would be over there in Dallas. So that'd be all up to Dallas County.
Okay. Do you see anything else?
Let me keep looking through here.
Okay.
Obstruction or retaliation.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got? Oh, well.
That's all I got.
All right. Thank you.
All right. No problem.
Have a good night.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, there you have it. That was the officer at the jail saying that the charge over in Dallas is obstruction and retaliation. And he didn't see anything else in the computer. He combed the computer looking for all the charges. and he saw nothing else. So guys, I'm looking here in the Google search just to get a clear understanding of the penalties for retaliation and obstruction. And this is what it says. At a minimum, retaliation and obstruction are considered felonies of the third degree in Texas. A third-degree felony conviction can be penalized with 2 to 10 years in prison and a fine that may be as high as $10,000. Now, this officer already said she's got a bail amount of $20,000, but she can also have a fine of $10,000. And it's considered a felony, third-degree felony. 2 to 10 years in prison. So Jaguar is in major trouble, folks. And according to Google, that's the minimum sentencing. Not maximum, minimum. So it looks like if Jaguar is going to sit for a little bit, but I think she did not sign. She waived that extradition because maybe she's negotiating with Texas for a lesser sentence. But what's concerning is this bail for $20,000. I'm wondering if Jaguar knows anyone who can pose that 10% on $20,000. She was picked up on a fugitive warrant, and this officer stated that when she goes back to Texas, she's got obstruction and retaliation. So looks like 2 charges. But we don't know if once she gets to Texas, if they're going to slap other charges on her. Because remember, she's supposed to have other warrants. So we don't know. This $20,000 is subject to change. The bail can go up. According to Google, when it comes to bail amounts, it says here, many people does not know that a judge can raise a defendant's amount even after it's set. So this $20,000 can go up. This often comes as a very unwelcome surprise for individuals who've already posted bail and they've been released from jail and then come to find out that they must pay more money than they were initially told. So even if someone bails Jaguar out, the judge can up the bail depending on whatever else they find, or I don't know the other circumstances, but the bail is not set in stone, folks. So I don't know if Jaguar have the percentage of that 20,000 because the bail is supposed to be a percentage. I think 10% of 20,000, which would be $2,000. We don't know if she have that among the money or if someone is going to come forth and offer that, like put up their house. Because Jaguar burned so many bridges. I mean, she just tore the house apart and blew it up and set it on fire. She just burned so many bridges, honey. I don't know if anybody's coming to the rescue this time. I know Genesis is a friend of hers, and we don't know if they're still friends because sometimes you argue with your friends and then you make up. But Genesis has got a house that she can put up if push comes to shove. But I don't know if she wants to do that. But from my understanding, Genesis and her are no longer friends. Legina is definitely not a friend anymore of Jaguar. So I don't know who else would do it. Guys, there's an old saying, don't burn your bridges because you don't know when you're going to have to cross the bridge again. Jaguar crossed the bridge and she burnt all the bridges behind her. So she ain't got nothing else to cross back to. Well, I guess it would have to be one of the content creators who would have to help her out. I don't know who would do it because when she was running from platform to platform, she put a lot of money in these bloggers' pockets by giving interviews. So maybe they're going to put up the 10% of that 20,000, who knows? I know for one thing for sure, they all gonna be looking at each other like, I'm not gonna do it, honey. You do it. I'm not gonna do it. So I know they're gonna be looking at each other. But this is when you find out who truly are your true friends, because in your time of need, you want to see who is going to come around to help you out. You know, even if you act a fool, your real friends, your true friends are going to step up to the plate for you. I don't know if Jaguar have it like that. I wonder if King Payne is going to step up, because she gave them a lot of interviews and he claimed to be such a good friend and, oh, you know, friend this and friend that. So I don't know if he's going to step up, or even if he checked for her that deeply, because a lot of people call you friend, but it's not deep in the heart. You know what I mean? Superficial kind of friends, but not deep, deep, real, for real friend. But I'm telling you guys, this is when Jaguar Wright really needs a friend. I wonder if her sister is going to step up to the plate. I don't know. From the look of things, her sister is through with her. So these two charges of obstruction and retaliation doesn't sound like if you're a lay person, somebody in the community have, you know, put those charges on her or filed and got those charges on her. Because I know for a couple of people, she threatened their children. So that would be like a terrorist act, right? When you threaten somebody to unalive them, that's terrorist threats. But this doesn't say terrorist threats. This says obstruction and retaliation, which tells me the obstruction part has got to be maybe the police officers. She obstructed them from doing their job. Retaliation, I'm thinking maybe Ramirez, you know, when she went in the police department and she was saying, where's Ramirez? And she made a lot of threats. You can't do that to a police officer, especially with all the witnesses around and in the police department. Jaguar was playing with fire, and that fire is up all over her right now because she messed with the wrong person. I don't know if he was the one who filed the charges, but it makes sense to me. With these charges, obstruction and retaliation, makes sense that maybe a cop filed these charges on her. So YouTubers, that's all I got tonight on Jaguar Wright. She was arrested on a fugitive warrant. The charges in Texas is obstruction and retaliation. Those are the two charges in Texas when she gets there that she's going to be facing. She is waiting right now for a governor's warrant, and then they're going to start that procedure. Now, I asked the jailer about the writ of habeas corpus, and he wasn't able to give any information as to the process. He just knows what's in the computer. But she was picked up on, and when she gets to Texas, what those charges are going to be. But according to these charges here, this obstruction and retaliation, these are very, very serious charges. She can be in jail for a long time. But if she can post bond, then she will be out. But the bond amount is subject to change based on if there are more charges other than these two charges here, obstruction and retaliation. So those are not new charges. Those are the charges that she was wanted for. That's why she was picked up. And for those who are confused why she is in Louisiana jail right now on a fugitive warrant, meaning they don't have any charges on Jaguar. Their job was to pick her up and get her back to Texas where she can be tried for her crimes or answer to the charges of the crimes that they're going to put forth to her. So Louisiana doesn't have her on any type of charges. Anyway, YouTubers, drop your comments. Let me know what you think and feel about this video. I'm over and out. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching.